T'aimes ça comme parce que tu peux pas.
Tu le poses juste là.
Je te donne ça comme ça, mais après en bouton.
C'est gentil, chérie. Alors, I'm just inviting a few friends. So we're gonna be restarting the live. I can say that everybody enjoyed it. I knew this one also would be. Well, they were all great. To be fair, I was just like, wow. All those experts, and I have to say over and over, those experts don't talk. You know, hi. Those experts, thank you. Oh, c'est gentil, Teno. I got my son as my little assistant bringing me some water. Merci, chérie. Douara, on parlait justement de toi. I was talking about Douara. You should check out the work of Douara. Amazing work. So, for the people who have just joined us, I'm going to invite a few more people to the conversation again. And now, again, I say it, we are doing this live and this conference because for the people who might not know, those live are part of the pre-promotion for a Zoom conference that I am doing with 360 Creative Hub in Nigeria. We are doing a special live. So if you go on my page, you can see in my bio, there is a link. I will invite everybody to go register to the conference. If you go into the Instagram live, the IGTV, you can see the entire series. Register because all the speakers that you've seen since Monday will be at this conference on the Zoom. So I really encourage you to share the live, to give us some love, to share the replay, to go and register to the conference. It's a free conference. Everybody's welcome. We only have 100 spots and we are kind of running out of it, so hurry up. I'm not sure enough, but it's true. Make sure you have registered to the conference. I'm going to invite Bridget and have your question ready and put them, make sure you, where's my hand? Yeah. Make sure you put them here, just here, you know, where there's a question mark here. Put your question here so I can see them and then I don't miss any. So, Bridget, let me invite her. Up. Second. So I'm glad everybody seems to have learned a few stuff, enjoyed it, a lot of insight, but we're not going to give you all the insights because we need to leave some of the insight for the conference. So I'm going to have to get hold of Bridget and contain her enthusiasm, you know, so she doesn't tell you everything. Otherwise, what's the point to have a conference? And like I said, again, the conference is week after next, the last week of November. Oh my God, Nelly Rodi. Okay, no, stop everyone. Nelly Rodi. Love this agency. If you work in fashion, if you want to know about trend, you need to check out Nelly Rodi. Nelly Rodi, I've known this agency since I was 16. And they don't actually know that it's me, but I was doing the London report for Nelly Rodi for a year. And Nelly Rodi, they are they joined the live. It is one of the best, it's the oldest, and it's one of the best trend agency in France, and the more reliable as well. Absolutely love your work, love what you're doing. So glad to see you here, Nelly Rodi. So yeah, this live so it's a rerun because on demand people wanted us to have a rerun again. So we're going to talk about fashion sales. I'm waiting for a few more people to join the live because we just rerun. No, Nelly, you're in my heart, and I was so happy when I was doing your London report for trends. It was such an honor because I've been looking at your agency since I was 16. I'm 47, so you can imagine now. And you are an establishment of wisdom. And I would love to do a live with Nelly Roddy, because if you want insights from expert, pro in fashion and beauty, that's a place where you also should go and have a look. So this live, in collaboration with Nigeria, 360 Creative Hub, a co-working space, a co-working seamstress place. We are supporting them, they are supporting us. They will be giving us insight on the Nigerian market and state of fashion, and then our expert will take over. So this is going to be very insightful for anybody also who wants to scale in Africa. That would be very interesting. But anybody from Europe who wants to improve their brand, that will be very, very, very insightful. Go into my bio, check out the links, register, give us some love, share with your friend. So yeah, I can see the question come in and come in and come in. It's fantastic. So basically what we've seen so far with Bridget, who's going to be there in like 2 minutes, she's having a cup of tea. Yes, people, Bridget is British. She drinks tea. We looked at how to scale a company. We've looked on how to buy products, sell products, price products. So that would be in the part 1 of this video. We haven't talked about markets, where to find your market, which I would very encourage people, well, with the lockdown and COVID, it's a bit complicated, but I very strongly encourage people to do trade shows. I've started my career in fashion on trade shows, and I've got a long experience of trade shows. For the one that knows me before, I was the head fashion curator of the Afro and Beauty, doing the fashion side of it. So it's something that I really know. And when you do a good trade shows, you're going to find clients because your clients are there as well. Now, what people don't know how to do, they don't necessarily know how to present yourself on trade show. You can see it on pop-ups, sometimes presentations are not very good. You can see it on Afro trade shows, sometimes presentation is not very good. When you go to a trade show, like a professional trade show where all the buyers meet to buy, they come, they have budget and they buy, you really need to pay attention to your presentation and understand how you're going to stand out and what you're going to show to stand out. So we kind of touched on that, but not so much. We touched on the pricing. We've touched on how to start when you don't have lots of money. And we said, get off your backside, go and see your market. Your market is in the street. Your market is also online. I would also add the digital side of it. We haven't really talked about the digital side of it. I get a lot of my business via Instagram. I don't really do ad, although ad works. When you know how to do the ad, it really, really works. But I get a lot of my business from word of mouth and from Instagram. Dre Beauty, how do you wrote it? How do I wrote what? What do you want me to write? Which reference was that? I will write it in the comments. And for me, Instagram has worked because I've got a small community, but I've got a strong community, you know? And it's not about having you, we talked about that yesterday in the marketing live. It's not about having a lot of people, but it's about connecting. So I have to say that most of the people that follows me, I know most of them, I've met them or we talk online, and this is how, through recommendation and Instagram network, I get my client. And that's my market. I work between Paris and London. I travel a lot. So this is how I've managed to have a platform where everybody from London or Paris can catch me, contact me, and discuss with me. So that's your market. I'm waiting for Bridget I've sent the request to Bridget. No, trade show. I would write it later on in the comment. I did actually recommended a very, very, very tiny brand of beauty that I didn't get to work with them, but I did drop us some insights, and one of the insights was to do a trade show, which she did. And at the back of that, another thing, she got a publication in a mainstream magazine. So, well, you know what? Let's talk about trade show then. Trade shows. Trade shows is another place to get your market, to connect with your market. Trade shows is very, very good to expand, to test your product. It's a great marketplace, very good marketplace, whether you're a distributor, so you want to buy product, and whether you have a brand and you want to sell more of your brand. Now, if you're in fashion, obviously you go to trade show to sell your collection. But also, if you're distributors and you have exclusivity of some of the product, you can also go to the trade shows and sell your product and sell it to more shops internationally, locally, like for the country, if it's the UK, if it's the US, if it's France, or locally, if it's just like small niche brand that you've targeted because it's just in Paris or it's just in London. So for me, usually it is expensive to do a trade show. What I see most of the time with trade show, what entrepreneurs, the first mistake that entrepreneurs do when they do a trade show, they rely solely on the trade show to advertise for them and bring other clients, which the trade show is going to do, especially if it's a very dynamic trade show. They're going to bring you the clients, that is for sure, but you also yourself need to work on making your appointment, need to make sure that you've pinpoint the potential client that you want, make sure that internationally you need to go and contact the people that you'd like to have at the trade show because you know that their offices are going to come. So there's a lot of databasing, there's a lot of research, and often designers of brand are so caught up with the first week, the few weeks before the trade show to get the product ready, that they forgot all this business side, which is absolutely crucial and necessary. You've got to have it before you go there. You need to make sure that your marketing is on point. What are you going to leave them with? A tote bag, a lookbook? I say, if I go to trade show, there's so many lookbook, it's great, but at the end, it's just going to the bin. You need to make sure that the buyer is going to leave with an experience and is never going to forget your brand. He's never going to forget the relation that you've had with him, the conversation, how you explain the brand to him, and how you explain the vision of the brand, and how you want and you think of blowing up in 1 year, in 2 years, in 3 years. And that's what is going to interest the buyers as well, because if there's one thing that buyers do not want to hear, it's a brand born today, gone tomorrow. They want to be able to work with brands that are a brand, meaning that if they offer it to their client today, they will be able to offer it this year and then next year. And then it will become a real relationship. And they can, because the more the shop, the boutique, the department store, the buyers can sell your product, the better their client gets, let's say, addicted or used to the brand, and they're always going to come back and come back and come back and come back to that shop to buy more of this product. So you need to be able consistent with your collection, and then your buyers are going to be a bit like happier, let's say, which is very, 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 very important. Trade shows. Great space to be. I encourage everybody to look at the different trade shows and to join trade shows. What should you do before you go to a trade show? Of course, you should have a very good store looking, interesting, but I think that really, yes, you should have the documentation and the lookbook, but really before and anything before that, have an experience, and an experience can be made. How? You can also do collaboration. You can have people come in to your stand and have an expertise of some sort that complements your brand, and therefore it brings more buyers more interested. You need to have someone on the store as well capable of selling the brand. So you have two people, one person who's going to grab the people, grab the interest, explain the brand, secure the attention, push the people to the selling person. The selling person will close it. Say, oh, you like it? Yeah. Would you like it? Yeah. Numbers, how much? What is the size of your shop? What can you do? Which shop, which product do you stock as well? And then they close. So you have one who does kind of the PR and attract people and make them stay and make them want to know more. When they want to, if it's clothes, try on the clothes or touch the clothes. If it's beauty, touch the texture, smell the perfume, explain the composition, what it smells, make it very sexy, very desirable. And the other one need to look down the sales. He need to look down those numbers. He need to look down the money, and that's what Bridget do. But where is Bridget now? So question, which are the best trade show for new independent brand? Well, Nadia, it depends what is your brand. It depends what your brands do, you know. I would say there is 3 segments. Segment 1, if you're a very young brand, regardless of what you're doing, to go to small marketplace, niche marketplace, where you're going to be able to meet up with your ground fan base, ground consumer, that's going to follow you everywhere, and they're going to buy for you, for themselves, for their family, for their friend. Those are the very first client, consumer, that's going to follow you all the way to the top of the brand, I would say, you know. And these are going to be the core consumer, the one that buys from you every month. Why? Because they've met you, because you have a close relationship with them, because they've been able to say, oh, I've met the founder, she's amazing, sort of things, and because your product works as well, obviously. Then there's a second level where you go to kind of more like the fairs, the kind of biggest marketplace where they're not very much looking at who comes to exhibit. As long as you can pay for your stall, you can go, but they have a high foot traffic with an audience that really match what you have to sell. And then you have the big trade shows. The trade shows are really absolutely reserved for professionals. So you need to be a business. You need to have been trading for some time. Now, those big trade shows, what they do, because they need a part of innovation and they need a part of new gen. So when we say new gen, it's a short term for new generation brands. So brands who can afford the trade shows. So also one thing that you need to know, with big trade shows, they always have money to give away some stall for the smaller brand. They need smaller brand. They need new generation, because that makes them look good, that make them being part of innovation. And this is something that they really, really, really need. Now, they don't have a lot of space. And it's a bit like you need to seduce them. So maybe if you want to do a big trade show, make sure you follow them a year before. Make sure you come on the post. Make sure you go on their live. Make sure you've got the newsletter. So when they put out an offer or when they have a news, you can say, oh, I can see an opportunity for me, because they are starting to launch a new division, whether it's beauty, whether it's green fashion. You say, oh, I do green fashion. They don't have much brands like that. Let me show them what I do. Let me get in touch with them. And like we said yesterday, over and over, if you do not have the money, you need to have time. You need to have time to build relationship with those trade shows. You need time. You need to take your time to seduce the department store. And that will make the difference. There is nothing better than the human connection. Human connection equal trust. Trust equal sales. The more they trust your brand, the more you're going to be able to sell to them. So I hope this answered your question about trade shows. Pop-ups, marketplace, then would say grade 2, middle range, which is marketplace, even like Christmas markets, you know, where they have a lot of foot traffic. It's very, very good to be, because what you want to do as well, you want to make sure you grab as much data as possible. So anybody that came to your stand, you can find them again. You can reconnect. You can give them some news. You can follow them on Instagram. You can get reference from them, testimonies from them, from their experience. And to grab that data and to grab the name and the phone numbers and the email of those people, this is really the start of building your list. And building a list of clients is the key. It's the number one of what your business, any business, need to do. Let me give you one example for me. I think things works better with case study, right? When I started my agency, I was an agent, photographic hair and beauty makeup agent for agencies. Bit fed up, bit went around. And you know about it, Mio Miyachi, because Mio used to work with me. I did big agencies, big client, big company like cars, hotels, really, really like the big budget ones. And I was just like, I've seen a niche in the market. And what I've noticed is like we had a lot of photographers coming to the agency, wanted to be represented, and we wouldn't not take them on. Why? Because sometimes we had a photographer who does the same thing. Sometimes we didn't have space to have them, you know. Physically, we couldn't, we had 20 photographers. Sorry, honey, no, we don't have space for a 21. Sometimes we had agencies where we were doing exactly the same work, and that's the thing where we wanted to get away from. And all those photographers, they were coming from abroad. New York, Paris, Milan, Japan, Korea, everywhere. And I was like, those photographers are good. They do good work. They come all this way to have an agent. What does an agent? He opens the door to the agency. So when I left, I scaled my business and I was like, I actually have an address book of photographer, a very good one, who've proved abroad that they could do big campaign. I know all the agencies. I know all the outbuyers. So what did I had? I had an address book. And with this address book, I made it profitable and I sold my address book to the photographer. So they would book me per day, per week. And so I would make appointment for them to go and see the agency. This would have not been possible if I did not had an address book. It's the same for your product. You can sell your product, but if you have no one to sell it to, it's just not going to work. So yes, there's a trade show. Yes, that's true. But also do not ignore or overlook the power of building a community. Build a community, have your website before you even have a product. Go and tell people that you're going to be doing something. And that also is really going to work well for your product. You know, you don't need to wait for your product to be born to talk about it, right? When you're pregnant, you show your belly to everybody. You claim to, I'm going to have a baby. You get yourself ready. You get the, well, it's the same with the brand. You can talk about your brand before it's even there. And by the more you're going to talk about it, the more people are going to gather and they're going to wait. And it's like you're taking them on a journey with you. Now, also, if you're a very, very, very small brand and you do not have the money, don't go crazy on producing a collection of 50 pieces. Yeah, one product, one thing, 50 colors, different sizes, sell it, go everywhere. If it's successful in Paris, don't forget that nobody does it in Belgium. Nobody does it in Belgium or in London or in Germany. Work all those markets. And once you would have worked all those markets, you say, okay, I've got a brand. I'm sold in Germany. I'm sold in Paris. And this is just one product. You know, one product. There's a lady in South Africa, she did that. She's got a t-shirt. It's just one t-shirt. The t-shirt says, it's not Africa is the future, but it's something that I will find it back and I will put it in the comment. It's Africa something. It's one t-shirt, one slogan, just the one. She's been working on this brand for the past 5 years. She's in all the department stores online, all the biggest department stores online. And she started the campaign by giving away the t-shirt to a lot of people, and everybody was seen wearing the t-shirt. Everybody. Just one t-shirt, one silly t-shirt. But that t-shirt went all over the world. And after a year, she did a trade show. And then she got all the department store. And then from the t-shirt, she did a sweater. And from the sweater, she had a jumper. And then from the jumper, she had a coat. And she built up the collection, you know, slowly, 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 like a cake, like icing, you know, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. And then now she's got a shop. And it took her 5 years. And the brand is known, renowned, and sell in department store. She doesn't have a PR. She's based in South Africa. It's very, very, very far. But she is known internationally. Yeah. So really take your time. Don't have a huge collection that when you're going to have order, you're not going to be able to, but to produce, simply at that, to produce. And if you're really, really small, do not undermine the power of pre-sale. Do a crowdfunding. So you pre-sell your product. It's a very, very good way of marketing your product and testing who wants what and at what price, and you don't take any risk. And it's also create some storytelling for your brand. And then from the time you started your crowdfunding, you have a success story. Very successful. So I went from nothing, and look at me, I've got 200 orders. We've exploded the target within less than 10 days. And that because you've managed to gather people. And to do it like that, by doing pre-orders, it makes people say, okay, yeah, I want that. And you can say, we are successful. And that storytelling is very, very, very important. In the old time, you had the money, you would do the collection, you would have a buyer, and they would sell it, and boom, the brand would exist. This is finished. This is done. This is how we used to do before, not anymore. And this is why you have a lot of very small brand, very niche brand. They're blossoming, and they have, and everybody doesn't need to be mega with £3 million money. Some businesses, especially in beauty, they're very small and they're doing really well. Like they are doing really, really, really well. I'm trying to get Bridget to come back. I think it's not tea she's drinking, maybe whiskey, because she's taking bloody long. So I hope this kind of helps you a little bit to understand what a brand can do to launch themselves. Everything is in the preparation, and by the time you need to go and see a buyer, I actually encourage. She's back. Welcome back, Bridget. The show, the mega show. She is back, so it's just connecting. But yeah, branding is not easy, but there is a market for everything. You have to think that if you wanted the product, someone else wanted it as well. You just have to find them, you know. Oh, I can't. Let me invite you again, because it's not up. Trying again. Time is key. You need to really time, and you don't worry about that.
Hello. I've had my cup of tea and a bite of a cheese and pickle sandwich. So I'm all right. just for now. The chicken's still in the oven, so I'm just like, oh, I better go and have something to eat now. Take a bite.
Okay, I'm gonna we have 5 questions, so I'm gonna put them up. Oh, Bridget, before I put the question, did you know live Nelly Ruddy?
Say again?
Nelly Ruddy? Wow, that's something. Very happy. Okay, let me put the question. Alors, question 1. Beauty. Alors, the pair Dry Beauty, she does beauty cosmetic. She's at the very beginning of her business. She struggles with find the lab cause I am biophysic. I might have a lab for you, but yeah.
Okay. Hey, Q. Hey, Miss Q. This woman is delicious.
So okay, so basically what you're asking, Dre, you're struggling to find a lab. I might have a lab for you who does stuff organic, but I think that the biggest question here, what we need to look at is, it's not so much that you can't find a lab, but it's more for any entrepreneur, they struggle with production, you know.
That's true.
So how to find the best production. How do you know that this story of this lab is the best place to... No, okay, I've got a question. How to find a good manufacturer? Whatever the thing is, how to find a good manufacturer?
My expertise is not in that field because there are so many, but what I have found with a lot of suppliers, they actually visit a lot of trade shows.
Yeah.
And that's where they tend to find the best ones that I seem to understand is fabric shows are the ones that you should go to, because obviously they have the link to the manufacturers, they have good relationships with manufacturers because they understand their fabrics. That's one thing I did learn. So attending fabric shows is a key in to find out about manufacturers, because they're usually in sync with each other. They actually marry each other, so they're close by. And I think on top of that, once you've found the fabric of your choice, and then when you speak to the manufacturer, obviously you want to have the resume of what brands they've worked with, and the brands that they've worked with before will make a difference to you, because obviously you have quality, you have standards of quality that you want to work with, you want to be peered next to. So I think that's one way to have a look at it. And the other way could be to, obviously, when you see the manufacturer, obviously you've got to know how many units they can cut for you. Yeah. That's the key, because they usually all have minimums. So I'm used to working with, I've worked with more bigger brands where they can cut much bigger runs, and, they ask for 1,000 minimum per cut on a square meter, or whatever the case may be, just to get it. And obviously you've got to be able to sell all of that. So if you can find a manufacturer who is amenable to making small runs for you, can work for you, because everybody wants their business, and maybe they can collaborate with you. That's another way to figure out how to get your product launched. So they could have a part of the business or part of the turnover. I mean, I'm not a fan of sharing in my business with anybody, really. If my business is my business, I'm not a fan of investors. Mm-hmm. But if you need to have investors, then fine, go ahead. But they do demand a lot from you, and they want results quicker than you. They want their money back, basically. That's what investors want. They want their money back really quick, with a return and interest. And sometimes the market doesn't dictate that. It takes time. So be careful who you want to go invest with. Family and friends, please don't do business with them. If you do, get it in writing, in contract or whatever. I've seen it so many times that they all tend to just go places. But manufacturers are quite nowadays, they're much more open to collaborations with brands, rather than just putting clauses in and putting stimulating minimums and stuff, because it just puts people off and it scares them off, and they want your business. So it's in their best interest to work with you rather than against you. So that's what I can suggest you do. So that's the way.
When it comes to beauty, what I can suggest is, first of all, a good lab is a lab that can produce what you need. So if you know that you're going to have an organic product, make sure that they work with brands.
For you, Pete, thanks.
Organic product. Mm-hmm. If they've never worked with brand that does that, they might not be the best one. In addition to this, if a lab, like for beauty, you have special, I don't know, if the ethos of your brand is lemon, or oil of something very exotic, and they don't get it, they might not be the right lab for you, you know, because they don't understand it. But also you need to work with a lab who understand how much, at what price you want to retail your product. But if you just go to a lab that's going to make absolutely your product the way you want it, without advising you, guiding you, especially if it's your first product, it's not going to be very good, because they really need to be able to walk with you along that thing. And then otherwise you're going to have a product which is excellent, but you can't sell it. You can't retail it because it's too expensive, and you can't have any margin, you can't make any profit out of it. So you really need to go to a lab that's not just going to do a formulation, but also who's going to go and walk with you some of the way to advise you. And also the lab, they know the brand that are coming up, so they can say, well, this is a good product, but did you know that there's 50 other one waiting to come out in September, just like you know? So I think if you want a good lab, you need to have a mix of someone who understands the product that you're going to put on the market in terms of your composition and ingredients. You need a lab who also is going to be willing to advise you and guide you on what would be your product the best. And you need a lab. It doesn't necessarily have to have the biggest reputation, but you need to be able to research on their past client and see how good they were. And why not going into the shop, buy some of those products, try them yourself, and see if the composition is good for you, if you like it. And then you will be able to make your decision whether you want to go with this lab or not. I hope, Dre, has this helped you? I hope so. Next question. Beabond lifestyle brand, born in Botswana.
Lovely little brand. This one, really cute.
Oh, I think it's a long message. Slow fashion, fewer better things.
Better.
In kids. Oh, your question is so long. I can't even see the bottom of it. I can't even. It doesn't see the bottom of it, fairly. So you're gonna have to make it a bit smaller so I can see, because I can't see the bottom of the question.
You're welcome, Dre.
So what was efficient to develop biotech formulation line cosmetic? Okay, so I've responded to that. You know where to go. Well, we don't have any more questions for now. Fairylis, if you want to come back with your question, just put the question. That would help, because I couldn't get the bottom of the message. But yeah, this live, so
main point was
awareness. So I guess marketing and sell. You go first, and I will take the marketing point. You do the business point. I do the marketing.
Okay, building awareness. There's a lot of avenues you can go down. Obviously, you can do the mail out. You can also do product placement, collaborations. What else can you do? Collaborations, mail out, shots, gift with purchase. You know, sending out little just trinkets to the buyers or something. Just just a little. It could be anything. Just to get your brand into that market. If you have a certain clientele or certain customer or store that you want to push, you can actually do maybe like a specialized product package for that store with all the information. Obviously, you've got to do some product training with the staff. That's also very key. Yeah. So if you're going into store product training, you have to just train the staff as to what your product's about, what it's been, the whole history, what you see. They're buying you, okay? The first thing they're doing is buying you. So obviously how you put yourself across, your enthusiasm, your honesty, your clarity, your awareness of what's around. Just go to the bare minimums. I think people will really appreciate that more rather than hyping it up, saying, well, I saw this from this one and I got it on that one and it's in that store and whatever. that thing don't matter to buyers. They just want to see the product. They don't want to buy you. If they like you, they've got some customers that want to do. That's what they're really about. You know, not that it's seen in Vogue or whatever, because, you know, it's attainable, but it's not the ground home. You know, if my kid is going to wear in that thing, I want my kid to look cool, just as well as the person in the magazine. So, yeah, just try, you know, those are a few things you could do. Just getting your brand aware, you know, gift packaging and sending out little promotions to the stores that you really like, and then, you know, talking to them, engaging with them and saying, look, you know, I've got a brand that I'd really like you to try. You know, I really like your store. I know what you have in your store. You know, I know I've been into your store a few times and seen what kind of customers that walk around, and I really think your product will suit your store. Would you be willing to give it a try? Just really simple. Just keep it going. You know, sometimes they'll say yes, sometimes they say no. But, you know, also don't come straight off the bat, you know, just like, I have a product I want you to sell. You know, get to know the store that you want your product to be in. You know, that is more important. So that will build your brand awareness. You know where your brand adjacencies are. I don't know if you know what that means. So if you have a product, where do you want to sit next to? So if you're aspiring to sit next to a Gucci and a Dolce Gabbana and whatever, then you're going to go for stores that have that kind of product. If you're going for things like Jill Sander or Costume National or any of those ones, you're going to go for that kind of product. If you're aiming to go into things like, I don't know, the more edgier stores like Matches and stuff that have a wider floor, then you know, you got to know what store you're working with and what brands you want to sit next to and what price points you need to sit next to. You need to be competitive on your price points too. That doesn't mean undercut the prices, but you know the value of your product. If it's worth that amount, it's worth that amount. If it's not, it's not. If you've overpriced it, then bring it down. But also in your pricing, make leeway for these kind of offers and deals that you might have to do with the stores in order to get in. This is also key.
So I'm going to jump in with that. If you want to have a brand award, like I said before, you do not need 15 products in the line, especially when you're beginning. But what you can do, you can pick one of your products that you think would be well received by audience and pimp it and use it all year round as your flag. So let's say, so Beabond, I know that you've got the kid sandal natural leather. You could easily go and do a partnership with Crayola and say, well, I've got those sandals. I would like to do something for the summer where people can customize the sandals. So you have Crayola, your brand, the shoes in the middle. And after one partnership, two partnerships with the same product, people will start to identify your product. Once they identify that one product, they will gonna go in your shop. They're gonna see that you have other stuff that complements those shoes, that had whatever it is. And then that one product is going to lead you take one product to do activation to your 5 other products, but you can't get awareness with 5 products at once. It's too much. People don't pay attention. They get like this, like here. No, one product, pimp it for a year, send it every year. Send it everywhere. Send it to the family that you like, the kids that you like. Send it to the stylist. Work that one product. Work all the collaboration. So I said Crayola because you know it's very kiddies. It's a customization, but it could be also a leather company. So you communicate on 4 different levels. The leather, what you get it, blah, 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 a story on leather, everything. Then you've got the customization. Then you pay an artist to do same pair of shoes to customize it for Christmas, to customize it for the summer, to customize it for Valentine, stuff like that. Another channel of awareness. And then you have the last channel where you do a very VIP. So it's going to be the same sandals, but with something extra, pre-order, and you will say there's only 200 available. And that will create awareness on the product. That would make the brand much more easier to be identified. Otherwise, you're going to do stuff here. It's going to be a bit soft. It's going to be a bit warm. It's going to be a bit, what do they do? Competition. Oh, let's do a competition. Oh, yeah, another competition. And people go like this.
True.
It's just.
I go, but you know what? Be well. She says, well, how do you do for direct to consumer? How do you try to, you know, what I found interesting.
Bridget, she's going to have to register to the conference. Yeah. We're not going to give all the gems in one night, Bridget.
No, I won't. I really like her brand because he's so cute. He's so cute.
He is.
But yeah,
register.
So cute.
But he's register.
She's going to register. But for B World, you know what? To get to direct to consumer, what I'm seeing, I have a really good friend who's in Bristol, and I know it's completely in a different market, but she sells plants, and you know everyone does a plant and sell it, whatever. But you know, she said the same thing to me. You know, well, how do I do this? So talk to the audience.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I get a plant and it's dead in 2 seconds. How the hell do I look after this plant? She said, just water it. I said, I've watered it. I've put everything on it. It ain't working. Yeah. So then she started doing, I said, if you speak to your audience on Instagram, just say, look, this is the cheese plant. And I know you're having issues. She broke it down for people who, I've got more gyms than you can think, sweetie.
Yes.
I've got them all. But there's little things. But you know what, B? What, you know, your product's from Botswana and it's African and whatever, right? I'll give you this one. This is what I came into my head. I kind of keep thinking, why don't you do a little story of one of the little babies in your outfit going on an adventure in Botswana? And I mean, but not in obviously not over as in Botswana, but why don't you just change your living room into a jungle and then have the baby in the outfit and then go around the thing and put it on Instagram as a little story?
Less animals.
I'm telling you,
more people. It needs to be warmer. The brand needs to be warmer. It's great, the leopard, but Africa
it's got to be lovely. But you know, stills now that I'm seeing on thing, you get stills. The stills are beautiful, whatever. But to engage, you know, there's certain posts that you've done, and I think, oh, that's so cute, and I've liked it, and I'm like, and I get these little stories in my head what these two little munchkins are gonna do if they were on an adventure in this outfit. Oh no, I've pooped my jumpsuit, blah blah, and mum does it, whatever. Just, you know, if you make it funny and then whatever, people are like, oh, that's so cute. I really like that outfit. It looks so sweet. Look at the colours, or you know. Those little kind of things can just change it. It don't have to be a video like every 10 seconds, but those one little videos, people remember it from thinking, I remember that. That was cool. I like that outfit too. Just to get to that, to get those consumers engaged into you as a brand, then they'll engage with you because they want the product. That's how it is. If you know how to speak to them, and reliability, that's exactly true. So you've got to convey all of that, saying like, you know, the little one's wearing a jumpsuit. Oh my God, you know, you can even do them like two of them going into a jungle and they go into a bar and go and get some milk. You know what I mean? And they're like, the milk's gone, and like, shit, I finished the milk. Obviously the baby's not going to say shit, but they're drinking their bottles and it all goes down there. Maybe there's a key element in the outfit that can, you know, I can take my tip, wipe the bib. Just little things, just think out the box to make it a little bit fun. More baby, you know, just baby orientated, a little venture. I'm just playing, but that just came out of my head with that.
In the station, there's another brand which is very, very, very good called Madame la Présidente. It's a brand that was made, you tell me if I'm wrong or if I'm right here. 4 years ago, I think you started your brand, and they do supplements for hair, skin. No advertisement, no big hoo-ha, 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 hoo-ha. The brand is doing amazing because she was
doing. USP means selling point. So you know what is your top thing.
Yeah.
Bridget, I'll need to take this offline with you. Got a million queue. No problem, darling. Million questions.
So yeah, Madame la Présidente, beauty brand, fantastic. Silently, she managed to get point of distribution to be talked about everywhere. But she did this because she was close to the people. She went to see everybody that complement her, and they became partner with her, you know. And that's what you also need to do. You don't need to be by yourself. You can be surrounded by other people that do the same things, you know. It could be a person that tries to have a new online shop. It could be an illustrator. Get a crew of genuine people who are inspired by you, and you are inspired by them as well. And that will build up this awareness. That will build up that diversity that you need to have around you as well.
Sorry if I keep moving there, because I'm actually on the stock exchange right now, so I'm just doing my little things. Yeah. So I always try and keep my mind engaged. You know, I like the money. So yeah, while I'm not doing a bit of fashion and consulting, I do that.
Yeah. Do you know Bootsy London? So she's got a very interesting business.
Okay.
It's not fashion, but it is fashion. She's a very fashionable girl. I love her style so much. It's crazy. She did some masks. Oh, I don't have any next to me actually, but she did some masks during the pandemic, the first lockdown. And now it's so funny because it was called like Bootsy, like Boots. Boots picked up on it, got her to change the name. That was kind of funny, but it's so cute, and she's having like the sanitizer, the mask now, and it's you can really recognize it, and she's having a little success with it as well.
Oh, so congratulations! Well done.
So she could buy machine to produce more of the mask, and she had the money within like a day.
Amazing. Good turnaround. Turnaround.
And it's just, you know, I gave because I absolutely love the mask, and I absolutely love to see someone close to me wanted to do more, and it makes you feel good to do more. So I think that in terms of marketing, she's spot on. She has the picture of everybody that wear the mask. They're all fantastic and cool and funny. She looked around her within her community, not above, but just on the same level. And I keep reminding people, and I keep telling people, you don't have to always look up. You can look on the same level as you. And if you look at people on the same level as you, put a game together, and it is as good as you're all going to grow, you know, steadily together. And that is easier than always trying to get the big people to look at you.
That's the key. You know, you have your goals. Have your goals. It's good to have your goals, but you know, be level-headed. You know what I mean? And always look on the side. You know, you got to keep your eyes. You got to keep sharp. You could miss a trick. You know what I mean? So it's not everything's up there, but you will get there. And the other thing is that great that Bootsy has all the masks and stuff like that. What's her long-term goal after this is all done? Has she got other things in the pipeline? Where's she going to take the brand? Where's she going to go forward? What diversification has she got? Because, you know, this is another thing that you should also look into if you're having a business. You got to diversify a bit. You got to be careful that you haven't got all your eggs in one basket, because you could be, you know, you can shoot off and rocket, or you could stabilize and whatever, and it'd be great. But there's, you know, people's minds only last for like exactly as long as, I don't know, the next best thing. Yeah. So and unfortunately we have a lot of what I call the Snapchat minds. You know what I mean? I call them literally, all they do is just read the headlines and that's it. They don't want to delve in and get stuck in or whatever. They're just like, oh, that's cool, done, and they've gone on to the next thing. And this is, unfortunately, that's what a lot of the kids are, because they're all into they're all, you know, iPhones and whatever. And it's all quick. Nothing is actually taken in or soaked in or whatever. Not like how we are, you know, we've been seasoned and, you know, put some flavored on, and we understand a bit more. So then this next generation, everything is really, 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 really quick. So Bootsy, think about this. You've done well with the mask, and I salute you and congratulate you. You got on top of it like nobody's business. Think about what your next step is, and think about it really quickly, because it's I pray and I know this COVID is not going to last forever. It's not. And you want to keep your name, you want to keep your status, you want to grow beyond that. So you need to think about what your next level is going to be. Because if me as a buyer, as a seller, I look at a brand, I'm like, great, I will sell that. Okay, what's the next thing? I sold it all. What's the next thing? What you got next? A, B, Emma. I've got another good friend of mine. She's just joined in. She's an amazing denim rep. I mean, she could sell buttons to an ant, right? But she knows her game inside and out, right? And she's the same as me. She look at a product, she's like, right, this, and this, and this. Okay, I can do this, and this, and that. But she's also thinking of the next thing that the customers are going to require and what she wants. So in order to keep your business going and to keep us salespeople engaged and happy and be able to sell on the next thing, you've got to be prepared as to what you're going to have for the next season or for the next week or the next drop or the next thing or whatever. It's just got to be just as good, just as hot, just as cool, to keep your flavor alive. This is what you need to think about when you have your little business day. It's great now. What's the next thing? What's the next thing? And it's got to have a nice synergy with it. It's got to have a story. It's got to flow easily. If you go way off a tangent, the customer base that you had before, that bought you and understood you before, and then you've gone on a totally different tangent, like, what happened? Then it means you have to start from another new market with a new clientele because your original customers don't understand what you're doing. So your product has to speak for itself. It has to tell a story, and it has to tell a story that I can relate to, I can translate to my buyers really easy, and they can translate to their customers. There's only one of you. So your product has to tell a story. It has to be a compelling story and a timeless story, and a story that has digits at the end. Basically, it has to have digits. At the end of the day, we're all in this for money. You know what I mean? We do it for love. I'm saying, I know we all do it for love. You want the digits. That's the bottom line. You want the digits. And don't let anyone fuck about with your money.
No!
Don't let anybody fuck about with your money. Don't care who they are. All right? Do you know what I mean? Be smart about it. Get your contracts on point, your terms and conditions on point, your price points on point. And then if they pay,
your lawyer on point. Lawyer on point.
Lawyer on point, the whole thing. Just get all those nuances, those headaches all out of the way. So you got it in play. If some things and unfortunately fuck ups do happen. They do. And some people will take the piss out of you. They will. And some people try and take advantage of you. That happens. Right? So be prepared that those things do happen, and just say, okay, I've got it in play and whatever. Otherwise, you don't want it to sour you. But don't let anyone fuck about with your money. I'm just like,
so I need to reinforce again, because I can see a few people from Nigeria that beat up the topic, that have joined the conversation. So hello, Nigeria.
I'm Ghanaian. Hey, brothers and sisters.
Early, but I hope you can catch up a little bit now. This live is brought to you in collaboration with 360 Creative Hub, co-working space in Nigeria. And I keep repeating it during the live because they're not really there. They're a bit in the traffic and stuff, but it's not just me and my fabulous expert and friends. It's also to support a creative hub of, in fact, in Nigeria, who does amazing things and who needs a little bit of support and education. And that's because of them that actually I'm doing all of that here. Because without Blessing, I would have never thought of actually doing that. So she gave me a really good platform, and all the fantastic poster that you've been seeing to do the promotion has been done by them as well. And they've been so so efficient and professional. But not only that, they have some very, very good Nigerian designers, and they have a crew of seamstress. So anybody who is in fashion and who is looking for production, who is looking for buying fabrics, or who is looking to have like fashion made there, because they really, really want to promote the made in Nigeria, I would very strongly recommend to get in touch with Blessing, to get in touch with 360 Creative Hub, and see what they can do with you or for you, because they have some really good people. And people know me, I don't like crap stuff, you know. I like,
well, you've got good connections, so you know it's good for you to hook up a lot of people who don't know where to start.
yeah,
You know, especially like it's you know, I can, you know, I have the sales skills, but you have, you know, I know this company that could possibly do that for you. I have this one. This is the main crux for a lot of designers and businesses who want to start. You know, maybe one manufacturer or production went tits up and they're looking for something else. So you stand in very good stead because, you know, you've developed and cultivated a really good client base of people that could help somebody else. So everybody, if you get stuck, could you supply an Instalink of what, darling? Okay.
well,
Okay. Listen. I've just figured out how this is my first live. I haven't got a clue how this works. So I just figured out how it worked today.
Hi to someone. Okay, so in the live now we have Anma by Mag. She's a Nigerian designer from 360 Creative Hub in Lagos. She's done oh my god, Bootsy, you'd love it. She's got a half shoulder with shoulder dress. It's a dream, and I think that we don't often promote what is made in Nigeria, especially the designers of the. Okay, we know the big one, the one who gets all the prizes with LVMH and stuff, but for having gone to Ghana and Togo and seen the level of the seamstress there, it's fantastic. I mean, it's like, if you like fashion, if you like garment, and if you like style, yes, ready to wear is very convenient. You go in the store, you pick it up, you try it on, you buy and you go. But I still think that there is no feeling that something made to measure for yourself. There is nothing that makes you feel that special. And I think when you go to Africa, whether it's Nigeria, Ghana, Togo, Cameroon, Senegal, wherever, because they have a lot of seamstress there, this is something that they've got, and this is something that we have to give it to them. They are fantastic seamstress. They are fantastic tellers, and it's not shout enough about that skill that they've got. So yes, if you have something, samples to be made, to be done, definitely I would really look towards Nigeria, Ghana, Africa for sourcing, because they are super good. We're gonna have to wrap up, and I'm gonna tell to everybody to register to the conference starting on the 23rd of November. Every day we're gonna have a live with all the experts that I've been speaking to over the week. So we've got public relation, digital marketing, digital content and marketing with me, digital growth, which is everything to do with data, how to grow your business with your website, online, and so on. Obviously, we've got the sale with that one, Bridget. And really, I've made all those live and I've made all those conferences because I myself, I have no education. I have no, I've never been to university degree, but that did not stop me to do what I wanted to do and to be successful in my own little bubble, because along the way, I was able to learn with people that I rate then and I rate now, and people that I've been, I was lucky enough to see them blossom over 10, 15, 20 years, and they've been at the top. So maybe I've got a flair for talent, which I kind of do. But also I want to share my expertise, but I want to share it. And I'm very, very happy to, and for me, it's important. I'm very happy to be able to share it with Nigeria, because I've had the chance to go on the African continent. I've had a chance to go on a road trip to Ghana and Togo. And the level of talent that I've seen there, zero. I mean, there's nothing like it. And I'm just thinking, when Blessing contacted me and said, "Oh, would you like to do a talk?" I said, "Damn it, we're not going to do a talk. We're going to do a conference, and we're going to bring the best people that I know into that. We're going to bring amazing experts that don't actually talk to anyone, that never, ever take public space to share their expertise. And God knows they are big experts." And for me, I'm very happy to be able to share that with Nigerian people. And I need to say why, because as a Black woman, I am an expert, but I'm not always seen as being an expert, and I'm quite often undermined. And I've seen that also with the African continent, where they are not capable. Well, actually, they are super capable and the stuff really well. And I'm just thinking that if they would have the same access and insight as us, they would do absolutely wonderful things. And I want to be able to do that with them and to offer that. And then I'm like, you know what? We all need that. So I thought, let's do the live, because my community in Paris, my community in London could also do with a little bit of that. And I think that I've brought the best of both worlds, of both three worlds, Paris, London, and Nigeria. And nice. To come on that live, I am super happy to have all those fantastic people. And I can't wait to see you 23rd November on the live. And nobody can say they couldn't attend, because you're all on lockdown, you're all at home, you all have a lunch break. It's at lunch.
I'll make sure I'm there on time for sure, definitely.
Yeah.
I'm you know, with all the years that I've worked in the business, it's coming on like maybe 30 odd years, I've learned some things. I still, you know, I'm still learning. I still learnt, and you know, I'm not a genius or whatever, but I do have some information that I hope will help somebody else, you know, some things and just the basics of knowing what's going on. But every little helps. And right now I've got the time. Let me give you some dime, make some dime. Okay. All right, then, ladies and gentlemen and wonderful people, I bid you a good night. I send you blessings and profit and health to you, your family, everyone. Agnès, love you, girl.
Me too.
You're too much fun. That's too much fun, man. You could chat for England, but I love you to the heights. Thank you for thinking of me and considering me. Out of all the people you know, I'm very, very honoured and blessed. And people, thank you guys for actually taking the time out of your time to actually listen to these two old biddies chat about whatever on here. And I think Agnès is like, she knows everything. She's really good at all this technical stuff. I don't know jack shit. So I will see you guys soon. Agnès, give me a shout later.
Yes.
Lisa,
bye,
if you're there, your sister,
thank you very much. Bye.
Think, darling, and show me the way. This old woman didn't have a clue what the hell she was doing earlier. I was just like, what? All right then. Good night, people. Take care.